thanks for joining me on D's Analysis. We're going to be looking at MicroStrategy today, going over some indicators. We're running up this trend line, looking good. We got multiple bounces. Looks like it's playing out again. We got the bounce off the horizontal level of support here, playing out perfectly, exactly how we drew out. We got this double bottom. We saw the RSI pushing up, showing that strength was there, although price wasn't moving. And it looks like we got that shoot off of this level based off of that RSI, which gave us a early indication that this was possibly going to move up higher. And we shot straight through this level here. And now it looks like we're going to the level that we spoke about, which is that 350 level where we were saying we get the close to retest off this horizontal level of support and this trend line and potentially hit 350. Looks like MicroStrategy is starting to pick up some steam. As you can see, the candles are getting larger, starting to get a little gap up. We did say the other day that we could possibly gap up and then push back down to close the gap. Looks like that kind of happened somewhat. There's still a gap between these two, but it did close the gap between this wick and this wick here. Overall, MicroStrategy is looking amazing. We finally broke out of this downtrend that's been established since November 2020. November 2024. Looking beautiful. Textbook breakout right now. Looking to the left, we really don't have that much traffic. After we crack 350, we'll have a little bit of resistance here at roughly 400. Could be a little bit sooner with these two wicks here. So we'll just say 390 to 400. Once we break that one, next level of resistance is looking like this right here. So I could see us breaking through. If we get enough volume, we go straight through, retest, maybe chop here, break above, and continue up higher. If we don't have enough volume, then we could see something where we kind of do the same thing here, where we're chopping, trying to get above, then break, retest, move up, and so on. Chop, break above. Overall, it looks amazing. Exactly what we thought would happen is happening. It's not always the case, of course, but it is playing out well. Our flagpoles are possibly coming to fruition when we move from there to there. This leg called this leg, and now we're hoping that this leg calls this leg, and we get that $1,100 to $1,300 target on MicroStrategy and hit this top of the channel and hopefully beyond. It all depends on Bitcoin, of course. Now we're on the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin's looking good. We are at a level of resistance now, this downward sloping trend line. We need to crack above this. We have to crack above this. So we need to break above this, retest it, and move on up and hit this level. Or we need to catch momentum as we break out and crack through this horizontal level of support and get back within this trading range. And then retest and then make our way up. But we also do have to crack this trend line as well. But this channel here, we were trading in for an extended period from November all the way to the end of February. We need to get back within this range because this range runs from as low as 92,000 all the way up to the high of 109. We can start trading back within there. That'd be a perfect setup. Once you trade in this range, eventually when you do get your breakout, it's above 109 and all-time highs, and then we can move on up, hopefully to those next levels that we're anticipating. Back to MicroStrategy. Volume slightly increasing. Yesterday was not as high as the previous day, but that's okay. We need the sentiment to come back so we can get these large spikes like we see here. Those are the days that we need. With MicroStrategy, what you want to happen is you want like that slow creep. I mean, this isn't a slow creep, but you want something where it's kind of like just pushing up, day after day, day after day. And then after a few months of having that, then you get these massive moves, and it makes such a big difference. When you're getting a 20% move in a day, when you get the crazy sentiment, you'll get, look at this, 2 moves, 2 days, right here, 32%. So imagine your account's just been increasing slowly. Well, it's not very slow compared to other stocks, but it hasn't had like anything close to a blow off top where you're just pushing up. And then eventually, let's say you're somewhere here at $800, and then you get those two those 2 back-to-back days of solid gains and 30 bucks. I mean 30%. So imagine you get those 2 wicks, those 2 candles that I just showed you here, these 2 candles, but starting here at $780, and that 30% gain takes you all the way up to $1,000. Just in the snap of the finger, you're going from $780 to $1,000. So it does happen quickly. And if you bought in early, that percentage is gonna be larger for your portion that you bought down here than if you're buying up here. It's definitely exciting to see, because when you think about it, okay, if you bought for $230 versus if you bought at 780, when you go from here to $1,000, it's only 30%, right? But if you look at the actual number that you're gaining in that 30%, it's 235. So if you bought 1 share at the bottom over here for 235, you literally just doubled your money. From that 30% move, you doubled your money because you bought at 235. So that's just something to consider, and that's how that multiple really starts getting crazy. And you look at your portfolio, you're like, damn, how did I even get to this point? So anyways, back on track. SMAs are looking great. We're getting a bounce off the 50. Solid move up. Let's see if we even get a retest. This thing looks like it's ready to just rip up higher. Anything can happen, of course, but man, this is looking very bullish. If I'm not mistaken, in one of the older videos, I did call something where I said we could possibly have a double bottom, and it looks like it's playing out as well. We've been having some decent calls. Remember, they're always educated guesses, estimates. That's all they are. Because I could have been absolutely incorrect, and it could have just looked like a double bottom, and then this candle right here never happens, this green candle, and we get another red candle. We close underneath, retest, and continue down. So I could have been wrong for sure. But it looks like the things I've been saying for MicroStrategy have been correct. That can always end at any moment. But hopefully we can keep up the trend and keep calling correct moves for you guys. Anyways, so we got the bounce off the 50. Doesn't even look like a bounce. We just closed on top of it, and we're pushing up, holding above the 20, and we got that double bottom off the 200 SMA on the daily. On the weekly, we are coming up to that key level that we need. So we're way above the 200, so that's irrelevant right now. We got 3 bounces off the 50, which is perfect with the horizontal level of support. A lot of confluence below price, along with this bottom part of the bull flag. Plenty of support underneath price. So we got that shoot up, but now we are at a key level right now. We need to claim this. This is very important right here. We want to claim that 20 week, because we're going to zoom out and see what happens whenever you claim that 20 week. So once we claim the 20 week here in January 2023, you can see we just kept riding the 20 week. Kept riding the 20 week. This is the blue and the white line. Fell underneath it temporarily, broke back above it. Looks like we fell underneath it temporarily, and we're possibly breaking back up. So it could just be a repeat of this, which would then go back to the same thing that we've been talking about, the bull flag, rinse and repeat kind of thing, you know? If you guys are enjoying content like this, like and subscribe, and I'll keep posting videos just like this every single day. We're falling underneath it temporarily. Looks like we're trying to break back. And when you break back, after MicroStrategy has been suppressed for so long, this thing will rip if we can get, you know, the right momentum and sentiment behind price. So this is exciting. Let's keep it going, of course. Always keep your emotions intact. Don't get too excited. This is just the beginning. If anything, accumulate while we're sub 400. Not financial advice. On the daily, we are above the red, which is good. It shows that we're getting a little extended, but that's what we want. We want that, because as you can see, when we hit the red and we're in a bull trend and we're getting that move, we hardly pull back. We're hugging the red. It's like a magnet. We're just hugging the red the whole way. So that's nice. Breakout, we get that momentum. We're just hugging the red, and our pullbacks are to the blue. It's nice to see. Looks like this is potentially the start of that. I hope this right here, this little leg, is this leg right here, just being replayed again. And then we just continue riding the red, and our pullbacks go back to the blue, and we just keep pushing. On the weekly, we are at the blue, trying to break above it and make our way to the red. And hopefully we see the same thing where this portion is right here or right here. And we just keep hugging the red on the weekly Bollinger Bands and we keep pushing higher. On the MACD, the weekly, it looks like we're trying to get that curl up. So we're seeing the red candles dwindle down. It looks like the blue's trying to curl back and start getting to this orange. We'll see how it plays out, of course. On the daily, we are looking good. This looks amazing. We've been saying we're getting higher highs, higher lows, just pushing up. This blue is starting to outperform this orange and just take off. We're seeing a volume increase here on the MACD. Looking good. The increase in volume. Price is reflecting that here. This is looking very, very good. Very strong move. Possibly sustained move. Definitely exciting though. On the weekly, we have finally broke above this yellow line that we've been talking about. Finally broke above it. So last time we broke above it, this move looks pretty familiar. If you look, it looks almost identical. We had like a peak, kind of a double bottom, double top, push down, dead cat bounce, push down. We kind of had that fall off, dead cat bounce, and then somewhat of like that V-shaped recovery. And it looks like we're getting that same thing here. And it looks like we could possibly be here where we were in September. We're cracking right above it, or it could be right here where we were in February 2024. We're just breaking above that moving average on the weekly, which is a strong time frame, showing that strength is trying to reclaim this whole move all the way up to the top of the range. On the daily, we look amazing. We're starting to separate from that moving average. Strength is picking up, sustained move, higher highs, higher lows, continuously pushing up. That is a beautiful sign right there. That's what we want to see. We want that strength to be overbought, overextended for an extended period of time. That's what we want to see. We want to see these green shaded areas for multiple months if we could. That'd be amazing. I have noticed somewhat of an influx of new people coming into the channel, which is exciting. So I'm going to show this again. So we have our flagpole that measured out very well. Take it over here, played out perfectly. And when you take a look at this move here, the 2618 played out perfectly. So the flagpole called this move to the 2618 perfectly. Called this move to the 2618. Yeah, I blew past it because of the blow off top and all the hype. But overall, price was in this range more than it was here. This was, I still remember when it happened, it was just in the morning for a short amount of time and it shot right back down. So this was a magnet for price. So we're gonna repeat the same thing, and we're gonna move price. We're gonna move it all the way up here, from the bottom to the top here, and that's how we got this gray zone here. Seeing if we can get the same move to the 2618 and the 2272, and it also lines up with this flagpole that we have here. So it's two things pointing in the same direction. Also the top of the channel. So three things pointing in the same direction, the same region for price. Remember, you don't have to hit the exact top. You can still make money without hitting the top. Never focus on making the top, on trying to hit the top. Just focus on a solid percentage and amount that you're happy with. Remember, there's always going to be another opportunity. So always remember that. There's going to be more opportunities. So just take the money that you can get now and you'll find another opportunity within the year or within the month. Just don't rush into positions. So you got to push up, pull back to the 0.5 to 618. That's the golden zone. Strong continuation of whichever direction you're pulling it in. So this is a bullish pull. So we're pulling the price upward to show the possible retrace areas to continue higher. And then if you pulled in the opposite direction, you can do the opposite as well. Golden zone, 0.5 to 618. Strongest level that you can have. It shows that there was a lot of selling pressure, but the bulls stopped that from right in this region and pushed price back up. So you got 1 retest, 2, 3 retests, and we took off. So now let's see where we're at here. Take it from the bottom of this move to the top. Our golden zone is right here, 0.5 to the 618. Draw it out and clear off the chart. So the 618 is the bottom of the zone, 0.5 up here. So we fell underneath it, looking super bearish right here. So what I said could possibly happen, I was hoping it didn't happen. So we had a close. What I was saying could possibly happen was we pushed up to the golden zone, retest, and push down. Continue riding this trend line. But it didn't play out like that. We pushed back into the zone, held the zone again, held it a third time, pushed outside. So now if we get a close outside of this golden zone, this is going to be perfect, because the next move I could see happening after this close on the weekly, we retest the golden zone and then make our move up higher. Or if we have a ton of momentum, then we can just keep ripping. So this weekly candle could be tricky, because if the core PCE comes out good and shows that inflation is cooling, then this thing could be a freaking massive candle to the midline here of the trend line. This could be a massive candle. Or if it comes out bad, then this could be a massive wick, and then this turns into a red body and we fall back down. So it depends on how inflation comes out. The core PCE, that's the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. That's going to be a huge deal, and that should definitely shake the markets, either in a good way or in a bad way. But it's definitely going to bring more volatility. So hopefully it comes out good. And now that MicroStrategy is already pushing up because of Bitcoin, then that allows it to just take off. So that's all I have for you guys. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.